Hey Aisha, I'm still confused about democracy. Our notes mention things like constitutional supremacy and separation of powers, but it sounds too formal. Can you explain it in a simpler way?
Of course. Think of democracy as a system designed to stop too much power from ending up in the hands of one person or group. Two of the main ideas that help make this possible are the supremacy of the Constitution and the separation of powers.
Okay, let's start with the Constitution. What does it mean when people say the Constitution is supreme?
It means the Constitution is the highest law in the country. Every law, government decision, or action has to follow it. If something goes against the Constitution, then it can be declared invalid.
So even government leaders have to obey it?
Exactly. Nobody is above the law, not even the president. That's part of what we call the rule of law. Government officials can't just do whatever they want because they have power. Their actions must be based on law and fairness, not personal opinions or arbitrary decisions.
So, the Constitution basically acts like a rule book for the country.
That's a good way to think about it. In a constitutional democracy, the Constitution is the standard used to judge whether laws and government actions are acceptable. Courts and institutions like the Public Protector and the Human Rights Commission help make sure government stays within those rules.
That makes more sense now. But what about the separation of powers?
The separation of powers divides government into three branches so that no single branch becomes too powerful. One branch makes laws, another carries them out, and another makes sure everything is done fairly and according to the Constitution.
Which branches are those?
The legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Parliament, which is part of the legislature, makes and changes laws. The executive, which includes the president and cabinet, carries out those laws and runs the country. Then the judiciary, meaning the courts, interprets the laws and settles disputes.
Why is it important to separate them like that?
Because it creates checks and balances. Each branch keeps an eye on the others to stop abuse of power. For example, courts can review government actions and decide whether they follow the Constitution. Parliament can question the executive and check how government money is spent. And the executive has to explain its decisions to Parliament.
So they work together, but they also monitor each other?
Exactly. They are independent, but still connected. The judiciary especially needs to stay independent so judges can make fair decisions without pressure from politicians.
I guess that helps protect people's rights too.
Definitely. Democracy and the separation of powers help make sure everyone's rights are recognized and protected fairly.
But rights also come with responsibilities, right?
They do. Rights and responsibilities are linked. You can't really have one without the other.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. You have the right to healthy food, but you also have the responsibility to make healthy choices or ask for help if you need it. You also have the right to communicate freely, like using a phone or writing letters, but you must still treat people respectfully and consider other people's rights.
So rights can't just be used however people want.
Exactly. If people only focused on their rights without acting responsibly, society would become chaotic. That's why rights are not absolute.
What do you mean by not absolute?
It means there are limits. The Constitution allows rights to be limited when necessary, to protect others or the public. For example, freedom of speech doesn't mean you can threaten people or spread harmful lies.
Oh, so my rights stop where someone else's rights begin.
Exactly. That balance is very important in a democracy.
And government also has responsibilities, right?
Yes. Government must protect people's rights by providing services like education, security, and fair access to housing. It also has a special duty to protect vulnerable groups like children, elderly people, and people with disabilities.
That reminds me of the reflection question from class. If it's freezing cold and you don't have a heater, can you burn your neighbor's tires and boxes on the pavement to stay warm?
And the answer would be no, because even though you have the right to safety and warmth, you still have responsibilities toward other people and the community.
Because the tires and boxes belong to someone else?
Exactly, and burning them could also create smoke, pollution, or danger for other people. It would violate other people's rights and possibly break the law.
So what would be the better solution?
A reasonable solution would be to ask for help from neighbors, shelters, community organizations, or local authorities. The idea is to solve the problem in a lawful and responsible way without harming others.
I understand now. Democracy isn't only about having freedoms. It's also about respecting the law, balancing power, and acting responsibly.
Exactly. That balance is what helps keep society fair, safe, and accountable for everyone.